Welcome back to Level Grinding. I'm Rachel Bastrash Bogan. It's nice to see you today. I hope you guys are doing well. It is a Monday. It is a slow Monday, which is nice, but the rest of this week should prove to be pretty interesting. So I hope you all had a really great weekend. I know for me, this weekend was a lot of fun. On Thursday evening, Robo and I got to go see Incredibles 2, which was really awesome. Man, totally worth the wait. Friday, Robo and I also got to go see Won't You Be My Neighbor, which is the new documentary about Mr. Rogers. And oh my gosh, guys, I have not cried so hard at a movie since La La Land. So fantastic movie, especially if you grew up with Mr. Rogers like I did. It's just a great, great movie and a great look at a guy who did a whole lot for the world and taught a lot of people what it looks like to love. And so I highly recommend that you go see that. And then on Saturday, Robo and I got to go to Sakura Matsuri, which is the Japanese cherry blossom festival that they held down at Sakura Square. You guys see that place a lot with me because I love going there. So it was a lot of fun to finally be able to hit up the cherry blossom festival. We lived here in Denver for 3 years and that has never happened. This weekend was a lot of fun and it was really restful, which I'm glad because going into this week, I feel like there's not a whole lot going on, and yet I also know there's a lot of details. One of the things that I have to get done between now and the middle of August is prepare one of my clients' media materials and their hardware to give it back to them. I am backing away from as many of my web and archiving and design clients as I possibly can. When I was first starting my business, I picked up a lot of these because they were the more apparent fruit that I could pick up really quickly. People needed work and it was cheap and I could start working right away and didn't have to be worrying about trying to find big video production clients right away. But now that I'm finding more of those big production video clients, I'm now having to back away from all of these little guys. And so this is one of those projects. And so I got a lot of little details to take care of for them, like making tutorial videos, making sure they have SOPs written, making sure that everybody's going to understand the process so I can give stuff back. So that's one of the things that I'm working on this week. I also just finally got a notification back from my guys that are the lawyers on the project that I've been working on for them. So they have given the thumbs up for what is very likely the very last piece that I need to finish for this project. I need to double check my notes, but as far as I know, it's the last thing that I have to do. So I will be able to get this project out the door tomorrow, which is on my to-do list. And then on Wednesday, I have a meeting with the guy over at the Denver 3D Print Company. If you remember last week, I told you guys about this kind of in a last-minute aside video at the very end of the video that went out on Thursday, and I was telling you about how I got this client really randomly because I walked past his place of business on a Wednesday night walking my dog, crazy random stuff. And so I had a meeting with him on Thursday. Right immediately after that, I did a little bit of recording. This is what some of it looks like. It's another beautiful day in Denver, and I am on my way to talk to the guy at Denver 3D Print Company and see what I can do with him about his video needs. And here we are. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I can't tell you a whole lot about what just happened, just because a lot of what we talked about is stuff that's in progress. Which that's fine because it sounds like we're going to start working together, which will be pretty awesome. He's got one particular video that he wants to get done that is for a product that he wants to bring to the market, and so sounds like we're probably going to get started on that pretty soon, which is pretty freaking fantastic. So I got to get home, got to get some lunch because we've been chit-chatting for the past 2.5 hours, and then I need to get back to work on real time. So I really can't talk a whole lot about what we talked about, other than just the fact that I'm going to be most likely working with him to make a video for one of his projects that he wants to get started on Kickstarter. So I'm really excited about just having the opportunity to work with a new person, to be able to provide value to someone else in my neighborhood, and to help them launch a product that they're excited about. So I have another meeting with him on Wednesday this week to be able to discuss what those details are, to see how that's going to play out, what that might look like for both of us, and then we can go from there and start production on that. From what he was talking about, this sounds like something that might be a really tight turnaround, so we'll see how that goes. Last week, I also had a meeting with a guy from another nonprofit here in Denver who wants to produce a promo video, so I'm waiting to hear back from him about what that might be. I kind of gave him until Friday this week to be like, hey, if you really want this and you want it by the date that you want it by, I need you to get in touch with me ASAP. And so we'll see how that goes. That may be one of those things that is a work in progress. We'll see how that plays out. But right now I have quiet, and so right now I am busy working on this archive project because that's what I got to get finished and out the door. But one of the things that I found over the weekend while coming back from the Cherry Blossom Festival downtown, Robo and I stopped at a used bookstore in Capitol Hill called Capitol Hill Books, kind of appropriate, and I picked up this really great book called The Millionaire Mind. It is by Thomas J. Stanley. If you're not familiar with him, he is also the guy that wrote The Millionaire Next Door. I have a copy of that, and I've read it, and the thing that I like about Stanley's work is that he works really hard to teach you what does the average millionaire in the United States actually look like. How did they get their money? What did they do to get it? And how do they think about their wealth? And as someone who is a business owner who is working to build up her own financial reserves, Radar is snorting at me, I want to learn how other people think. I want to learn how other people practice. And the thing about reading books is that you can get all of that wonderful information for free. And so if you want to know how millionaires think, about how to think about your money, about how to think about your life, about your practice, about your habits, about how you value yourself in the world, I highly recommend that you check out The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley. One of the things that's iterated within the first 100 pages of the book is the fact that for a lot of America's millionaires, they don't have PhDs, they don't have ridiculously high academic grades, they don't have they haven't inherited their wealth to start out with. The numbers of people that fit in those categories are actually extremely low when you do a plot sample of millionaires across the board in the United States. And instead, the things that came out in all of his studies and all of his research that he's done about who these people actually are, overwhelmingly, the people that become millionaires are the people that are really good with people, reading people, selling ideas, getting people on board with what they do, and they are also extremely tenacious, and they believe that they can go get it. In a world where most people score themselves by their academic success, especially when we are in high school and college and everybody's trying to get really, really, really good grades because that's what we believe is the indicator of our future success, the research that Thomas Stanley has done shows that it's actually not true. You can be academically gifted and be an economic and financial failure. And so that is the reason why I like reading, and the reason why I like reading work by Thomas Stanley, because it teaches you how to think. It teaches you, one, what do you have in your own life that identifies with this? I didn't graduate from college. I graduated from high school, but I was homeschooled. So there's a whole bunch of socioeconomic things that I didn't grow up with because of my unique schooling and because of the opportunities that were afforded to me or not afforded to me because of my schooling or lack thereof, according to other people's thing. And so being able to see that I fit in some really cool categories that match up with a bunch of other millionaires in the United States is encouraging. And it also shows me the places where I need to change some of my habits and my thinking. So I'm really excited because I picked this book up for $10. It retails for $20, or at least it did when it first came out. It's probably more than that now because this book came out in 2001, and that means that it is 17 years old, so with 17 more years of inflation, so who knows how expensive this actually is. But that's why I like used bookstores, because you can get books for really cheap and information for really cheap. And this research took Thomas Stanley a bunch of time to be able to do, a bunch of time to produce, and I have it in my hands for $10. And books are a fantastic way of getting information that will help you to get forward as you level grind in your daily business. So I need to put this book down. I want to keep reading it all day, but I really shouldn't. I also need to get back to my archive project, which I want to do because I want to hand it back to my client, but it's also tedious stuff, so I don't want to do it. Which is why I'm focusing on my video editing clients, because they are what I want to do. So, question for you. If you have any more interesting books that you recommend that I read about business, about thinking, about how to approach life and get where I'm going, go ahead and suggest those in the comments below. I'm going to put a link to this one so that you guys can go check it out on Amazon if you want to, or go find it, snap a picture of it. Snap a picture of it and go find it at your local used bookstore. Seriously, snap. Snap, 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 snap. You got it? Okay, that way you don't have to go buy it brand new off of Amazon. So yeah, you guys check out this book. Let me know what you guys think about this. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, because I'm trying to share more of these interesting thoughts about how to think about business, some of the cool finds that I'm getting as I'm reading, as I'm learning, so that you guys can learn along with me. But everybody, if you've not already done it, click the little bell notification too, because try as hard as I might to make these things every single day of the week for you, that's not been happening. I've kind of inadvertently, consistently done 2 weeks straight where videos are going out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Maybe that's going to be the new normal. I don't know yet. But anyway, go ahead and click the bell. That way you'll know every single time that I do post a video and you won't miss one. So I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. I really enjoy making these videos and enjoy hanging out with you. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I will see you then. Have a great day. Ciao.